Now, we always hear about the backstage fights and the bar fights from the Mid-South territory. Did you witness any of those while you were there?
Oh, I've been in a lot of bar fights. Been in a lot of bar fights. Um, one of the best bar fights was New Orleans. Everything happened to me in New Orleans. I broke my knee in New Orleans, lost 7 teeth in New Orleans, and I was in a ton of bar fights in New Orleans. It was me, uh, the it was the Freebirds, me, and a couple other dudes. We were at a bar after the matches, and the Marks, you knew around midnight to 2 o'clock when the bars closed that they had enough in them to where they wanted to try the boys. I never understood it, but they did every time they would try the boys. And this one particular fight, this guy, he didn't mouth off. He just walked up to me with a beer mug and smashed it over my head. And I don't know which scar it is, but he busted me open. I mean, I was covered from head to toe, and we fought out of that place. It was fun. It was fun. And the guy that hit me with the beer mug, I almost killed. I mean, I was pounding him, and I remember knocking on Terry Taylor's door and goes, "Dude, I think I killed this guy back at the bar," and I was covered in blood from this cheap shot beer mug into my face.
Were you ever attacked by fans coming out of the ring or coming into the ring as well?
Back in the day with Watts, he had that small little railing, and it's funny, but people used to be able to smoke while they were in the arena back in the day. In the 80s, people were smoking. Funny story, we were in Biloxi, Mississippi, and this one girl, or one older chick, I remember it was me and Johnny, and he rolled out of the ring, did a spot where he rolled out of the ring, and she was puffing on a cigarette, and she flicked it, and with the sweat, it stuck on Johnny's back, and he did this I'm burning up dance around the ring. It was the funniest thing. But back in the day, we punched a couple we punched a couple marks. Nowadays you go to jail.
Or the marks will take you down like they did Seth Rollins a couple of years ago.
Embarrassing. Watts would have fired you. Watts would have fired you. Watts says, I love bar fights, but if you lose, you're fired. So I mean, that was a blemish on his record. Good guy, but never let a mark take you down.
And I think what was worse than that was the next day him going to the press and saying that was the most scared that he's been in his life, or something along those lines.
Yes.
But, whatever. It's
I would have said I tripped.
Yeah.
I tripped on and he ended up on me. I would have said something, but not that.
And I understand you were there for the infamous altercation with Dick Slater and Sting. What was your reaction to that?
I was still a young kid back then. I was never saw it coming. Never heard the scoop, why it happened. And it was in Biloxi. It was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it was an eye opener.
Yeah, I tried to ask Dark Judy about it, but she was so messed up during my interview with her. She was like totally out of it and didn't even remember.
Yeah.